Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another edition of Pregnancy to Parenting. I'm Khawa Solomon. A warm welcome to the show. Thank you so much for all our friendly Facebook likes. Please do continue liking us on Pregnancy to Parenting Facebook page. Find it now and be part of the family. Pose your questions on pregnancy or parenting, and inshallah we'll get the experts to help you out and guide you. And inshallah, remember that the platform is for everyone. So if you find that you asking a question is maybe not applicable to you here now, a friend of yours, it will definitely help out somebody else. So today we have a very special edition with Muslimah and Tots. I know you've heard the word moms and tots, but this is Muslimah and Tots in a very different way. Alhamdulillah, we'll be linking up very shortly. We have a guest in Johannesburg, so the first time we're doing this, and really excited to be introducing Shahrazad Bulbulia. She's the founder of Muslimah and Tots and Hassan of Preschool franchise. She's also an early childhood development specialist, somebody that we'll be chatting to a lot to in the near future as your child is growing a little bit older. We pass the toddler stage, the terrific 2, the wonderful 4s, and we're talking specifically bonding. How interactive, how good, and what sort of interactions mom and baby needs with the two of them. There's lots of bonding happening at the beginning, which we spoke about. But today specifically, development bonding is the name of the show today. So inshallah, let's introduce our guest and chat to Shahrazad Bulbulia. Assalamu alaikum to you, Shahrazad.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Sister Hawa.
Shukran so much for joining us today. A very different pregnancy to parenting. So really excited to see, what comes out. Shahrazad is joining us all the way from our Johannesburg studio. So really excited to get this going. Firstly, tell us a bit about yourself. She's also very commonly called Sherry.
Yes.
So if I refer to her here and there. So tell us quickly about you, Sherry, and how this all started, your very busy schedule, because you are the founder. It's been running now for about 7 years, alhamdulillah, as you mentioned. And then you find yourself in childcare. And yeah, a little bit of history of Muslimah and Tots, inshallah.
Ameen. Okay, so wonderful. We currently, myself personally, I've been an educator for 21 years. I initially started with a mother-toddler play group when my son was about a year old. He's now already 22. So we've been running mother-toddler programs for well over 20 years, and we've Islamicized the program for the past about 10 years. We've franchised for 7 years, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful concept. Lots of fun, lots of hand-on mum-baby interaction, which is definitely what we need. We've obviously found the need to Islamicize the concept so that we can have our little ones, develop with Allah consciousness, with taqwa, providing the tarbiyah, the upbringing for the kiddies, as well as for mums. So yes, we've been running for a while.
You've mentioned that you've started it when your son was just little. Talk about the first few steps of getting it going, if you can stretch your brain that far.
Oh yes, I can. It was very, very exciting. Obviously, I was in a different industry, but once you have a baby, you want to work from home. You want to spend as much quality time with your little ones as you can. And that's where it all started. So the main inspiration was having had my own kids and then working with them. Obviously, Lodium is where our foundation is and where our module is, and the response has just been phenomenal from the beginning years right up until now. We've got a wonderful support, and it's a wonderful service that we provide to the community, both a give and take.
Okay, so you've mentioned Islamicizing the whole concept. Talk to us about how it all, at least why it was started, and discuss, your main aims and objectives for the future. When you started about 7 years or 10 years ago, when the concept started, what was the base? If you could just elaborate on that, and what your policy that you ran by.
Most definitely, tarbiyah of children. and a need to definitely highlight things which are pertinent and particular to us as Muslims. For instance, if you attended any of the other mother-toddler programs, they would highlight Christmas, you know, do a lot of Valentine activities, etc. But we're proudly Muslim, we're proudly South African, and we're also proudly Muslim. So we need to emphasize what's important to us as well, like Eid and Ramadan. Obviously, all with an emphasis that deen is fun, that it can be loving, that there's so much we can do within Sharia boundaries. You can still have a lot of fun, you can still hop around, sing rhymes, do activities with your kids, all within an Islamic program. So that's mostly why we've come up with this. Also, bearing in mind that through our programs, there's a lot of praise of Allah. So we've Islamicized certain rhymes where we'd say, twinkle, twinkle, little star, Allah created you what you are. So we are really emphasizing with our little ones that it's Allah who's created the heavens and the earth and everything for us. He subjected it all to us as human beings who are His best of creation. Whereas if we look into some of these rhymes, it could get kids to think onto, oh, well, where do stars come from? Where do I come from? So yes, the foundation is that I am Allah's creation. Allah loves me the most. Our program is always where we are positive. You know, Allah loves me if I do this, Allah loves me if I do that. There's no negative connotations or fear of Jahannam, a'udhu billah. It's always looking forward to Jannah and the good rewards and all that's in line for us as good Muslims.
Okay, so you've mentioned, alhamdulillah, what a beautiful concept, and to realize that, you know, you would usually start that at home, and here's a group or workshop. Explain the concept of the workshop and the get-togethers. You've mentioned you're based out in Lodium, and how far and wide has it spread, and also how well has it been received many years ago?
Oh, alhamdulillah. All praises are due to Allah. It's been received phenomenally. We have franchises nationwide, from Cape Town to Durban to Piet Retief, even small areas like Rustenburg, Robert Sham. So our ummah's been amazing. The programs are wonderful. Mums attend for about an hour and a half. It's structured. There's a good balance between gross motor, fine motor development. There's a lot of messy play, wonderful activities to get their hands on, obviously with the emphasis that Allah is our creator and the praises of Allah all the time. So the activities, the rhymes, etc., are to build a foundation for the love of learning, the love of wanting to gain knowledge in a safe, secure environment. A Mum's Lap is the first madrasa. That's where tarbiyah starts. So we provide the level for the mum to come in, where we set up all the activities. So we've got our fine motor play, we've got the interactive play, we've got gross motor. All the equipment is SABS approved, wonderful equipment, very good state-of-the-art stuff. Lovely sensory bins to get their hands into. There's always sand, water play, toe play, creative arts. And we don't instruct or teach or force. These activities which are driven from the children, it's based on play therapy. And obviously, if it's in a relaxed, calm environment where you have the security of your mum, you are able to grow and, you know, develop in a much more happier manner. There's no separation from mum with the separation, anxieties, etc. So you build the emotional status as well.
So you've got a Montessori background, Montessori trained and psychology background as well, which really helps to put this workshops together. Talk to us about the advantages of the Muslimah and tots workshops, and how it is that you were able to take that concept and Islamifying it, as well as, you know, looking at the general and actually the important developments of a child and enhancing that. So discuss the advantages of the Muslimah and tots, and also in keeping mind on the tarbiyah of children.
Most definitely, yes. It helps that we have the Montessori background and the, traditional play. Obviously, we've gone on to study a bit of Alima course. So we've married all. Our religion is so beautiful that we have a famous hadith where the Prophet Muhammad has said that we play with children up until the age of 7. How amazing is that? I mean, it's said to us in our deen. Thereafter, we instruct and we teach for the next 7 years. So that's where your formal schooling would come in. And after that, you befriend your children. So when your kids hit that pubescent teenage years, who's their best friend? But your mum and your dad. These are people you can talk to, come to. And this is where we start that foundation. So when you come in with your little one when they are a year old or 6 months, and they have that loving, nurturing relationship with their mum, they always tend to trust them, or a caregiver for that matter. We have mums who work, so they come in with caregivers, and that's even so crucial because we prepare them and we teach them how to interact with their kids, how to provide stimulating activities, how to carry on forth with these at home as well. We work on weekly themes, so if we would have a theme like rain, we'd definitely relate it to water and Allah the Creator. We'd bring in wudu and how water is a nahmat, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided for us. We'll talk about condensation, but we'd always refer back to how Allah is the one who sucks up the rain and has the clouds bring the rain back down for us. So there's always that tawakkul in Allah the Creator. The activities are fun. If we did a water theme, obviously, we're going to have a lot of water fun outside. We're going to have boats and cars, and we're going to have lots washing dollies, cooking with water. There's so much speech that can come in with that vocab. This is a dense cup. I'm using 4 containers to fill this big jug. So there's a lot that comes in with it as well.
Now, your Muslimah and Tots franchise, and at least the Al Hassana franchise and Muslimah and Tots workshops, as you mentioned, they're based out from Cape Town to Johannesburg, as well as Durban, and we will give the details of that on our Pregnancy to Parenting Facebook page and as well as on Muslimah and Tots. The concept of it that you said has been very well received. Could you take us through some of the branches that are based in Johannesburg, where they are, just quickly before we do take our ad break, Joburg, Durban, and Cape Town quickly?
Most definitely. We the head office in Pretoria, and then we have a branch in Sandton. We're out in Houghton as well as Robertsham. Lens is in the pipeline. We go on to Durban, where we have the beachfront. We have Overport. We've had Stanger as well. Okay. We've got all the little dorpies, I call them, where our Muslim community is. So people in Rustenburg, for instance, look so forward to attending their Muslimah and Tots session. There isn't much more on offer within these little towns. So the Muslimah and Tots activity is a highlight within their day. The lady there has also grown beautifully into the Hassan of Preschool. I've visited one of her jalsas, and it's been amazing what these little ones can do. In Cape Town, we're out in Kenwan. We've also looking into some new franchises at the moment. You're welcome to look it up on our website, get the numbers from there. And through the segment, we're going to invite you in for 2 free trial lessons. We're not saying 1 year, we're saying 2. So come in, whoever would like to come in, give us a buzz. We have an open door policy. Come in, sit on the program and get a hands-on feel about what it's all about. I promise you, we offer so much more than any other mother-toddler program out there. Some of them are only geared gross motorly, and we have kids who attend those programs and come into our Hal of Sinner, and we notice that they can't concentrate. They're not able to carry out fine motor tasks. There are other programs out there who are not holistically developed. And obviously, we are proudly Muslim. So our program is the best, because when you're sitting in this environment, you're praising Allah. So there are mercies that are coming down from the heavens. What more can you ask for?
Absolutely, and if you say it's the best, it absolutely sounds like it, because it includes the remembrance of Allah, the dhikr, alhamdulillah. So shukran, Shahrazad. We're going to be chatting to you shortly after the break. Don't go anywhere, as we're speaking to Shahrazad Bulbulia, background in Montessori trained as well as psychology, founder of Muslimah and Tots and Al Hassanat franchise. Stay with us, back in a moment. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Very good day to you. Welcome back. And it's Pregnancy to Parenting. We're profiling Muslimah and Tots, and we're talking about highlighting the development of your little one, but where mom can most definitely and ultimately need to play a role with the Islamic ethos. This Muslimah and Tots is based out in Johannesburg with franchise and branches here in Cape Town and in Durban, received excellently out in Johannesburg. But as Shahrazad has mentioned, you can visit their website and get in contact with them, and we'll put their details on screen as well, and be part of it with more branches in Cape Town and wherever you are. So do contact her. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back, Shahrazad.
Wa alaikum salam, and I must thank you for this wonderful interview.
It's only a pleasure. Let's continue. I mean, I must say I've been to a Muslimah and Tots workshop, and it's very interactive, very informative. And with your Montessori and psychology background, I've really put together a great concept. So please just explain to us, how can someone in childcare get involved in the Muslimah and Tots and even the Al Hassanan franchise, and what exactly does the training entail for an individual, a host from wherever in South Africa, to be introducing this to their community?
Okay, these are wonderful opportunities. It's an opportunity for a Muslim woman to work in a very Sharia compliant manner, interacting with kids and lovely women. It's an empowering position. The hands-on training takes place in Pretoria over about 3 to 5 days. We also do provide you with ongoing curriculum prep and support from the head office. So the training is based in Pretoria. We do come into the relevant branches, the new branches when they open, and we do an open day whereby we as an head office team can get to see the reality of the class, how it's run, what equipment has been provided, etc. We also do some mock workshops for the people out in the community so that they know what they're going to be in for. People who are interested are welcome to call me. With the Al Hassan of Preschool, we prefer someone with an ECD or Montessori background. We've also had a wonderful take from physiotherapists, occupational therapists, educational psychologists, people who understand child development. They love our program, and we've got some very good franchisees out there who are running wonderful programs.
Now let's discuss the age groups, because of course you cannot possibly put a 6-month-old with a 2-year-old. Are they, or, I don't know, what is the concept of splitting them? Are they split, and how exactly does it work? Are they all just together?
No, we most definitely split the age groups. You've got to have quality education, and you've got to make sure that the correct developmental milestones are being worked through. That's going to be very difficult if you have a 6-month-old and a 3-year-old in the same group. So we break them off into a baby class, which is between 6 to about 12 months. Then we have our 1 to 2-year-olds, who are really busy little tiny ones. We have our 2 to 4, which is still mother-toddler. And with our Al Hassan Preschool and Playgroup, we take kids on their own from 2 right up until 5. So yes, there is definitely individual classes with individual programs which are geared at the correct ages and stages of development.
Okay, so what's happening during a typical Moms and Tots workshop, Muslimah and Tots workshop rather, the playgroup, and how long does it last for on your Muslimah and Tots workshops?
We still mother-toddler, we still Muslimah and tots, so don't stress it. Basically, the first 15 minutes when mums come in, we welcome them, and they have some free play with their kiddies. So there'll be a prepared environment, and it's always the little ones' rule. So if they want to play Baker's Day with mum, and they're going to pretend to making pizzas, etc., you're going to play along, and you're going to have some lovely time with them with all the wonderful educational equipment. Thereafter, we go outside. We're very gross motorly orientated. Now, remember, a child's gross motor development is at a peak right now, and they need to get the gross motor development in order to have the fine-tuned fine motor development. So there's lots of clambering and climbing on obstacle courses. There's jungle gyms, there's push bikes. There's also the sensorial play. So you're going to have the messy play, like the sand and the water and the mud. We're going to have our tactile, touch and feely sensory bins. And all of these themes follow through from within. The theme that we're doing will follow through to your messy play, etc. Thereafter, we go outside. After we've been outside, we go inside, and it's time to listen to some rhymes. That's your listening and your vocab skills, your wonderful songs, your nasheeds, which are in the praises of Allah. I must stress that our songs have been specially recorded for us. We've written some of the songs on our own. Others we've done, we've had the lovely courtesy of having them done at Zain Bika's studios. We've got his lovely nieces, and my daughter features in some of the songs.
Mashallah.
So they're lovely songs, you know. They're very fun. They're action nasheeds. So you've got to jump up, move around, get your body going. It's gross motor at the end of the day. We then work with creative activities. Through Muslimah and Tots, we have a wonderful concept whereby you create something in school with your mum, which you take home, and you can thereby continue with the activity. So we teach you a sequencing activity, or color matching, or big, small, lovely perceptual skills, which can be carried on at home as well. We always do a little story with a moral to a story. Wonderful stories. Our books have been sourced, a lot of them, by the Islamic Foundation in London. And we also use our everyday stories like Charlie the Chicken, etc. But we would emphasize that it's Allah who created Charlie the Chicken, you know. Buster gets dressed, we'll call him Muhammad gets dressed. And what is Muhammad's Sunnah Libas? And what are we so proud of as Muslims? So that's basically how our day goes. The last half an hour, the mums go outside, they have a bit of cake and tea, they get to snack on healthy treats if need be. And we provide a counseling system whereby if mums need to find out anything about child rearing, there's lots of questions they always have, bedwetting, teething, etc. So we give you an empowered view.
Wow.
That's a wonderful thing, and we're a network of franchises. We've got 21 years of experience. We call onto each other and to each franchise when we meet, and we discuss these things which are pertinent to child rearing. So you're very lucky because you're getting a psych session thrown in there, you're getting your gross motor, you're getting to interact and mix with other Muslimas, and of course your dawah and your tarbiyah comes in a very, very natural way.
Absolutely.
Would you like to know about Al-Hasana?
Wow, what a beautiful experience.
Definitely.
And how long exactly does it last? Is it an hour? Because that sounds like an entire morning busy full.
It is. Look, with the under 2-year-olds, it's about an hour with another half an hour of outdoor play. With the older group, we're up to 2 hours. And that's another thing I must emphasize from all the other playgroups that we have. We take on a much longer time. So you're in our environment for 2 hours. You're getting your money's worth. You're getting to do a lot of activities. They're child-centered, so the kids don't get bored, they don't get niggly, they don't get frustrated. They're very, very happy with what they're doing.
And you know that when you go home, the baby can take the little one can take a nap and mom can take a break as well.
Definitely.
All right, we've got just a few seconds before we need to take a break. And I think what we'll do, when we come back, we'll talk about the Hassan of Preschool franchise and how that operates and the ages that works with. And because of your background, your early childhood development background, I'd also like you to just elaborate on the importance of that mom and baby interactive, constructive play. So more after this short break. Please stay with us. We're chatting to founder of Muslimah and Tots and Hassan franchise. So stay with us after this. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. Our last few segments, minutes rather, of this segment, our last segment on Muslimah and Tots, as we profile them, based out in Pretoria and Johannesburg and in Cape Town, as well as branches in Durban, and of course the Hassan Preschool concept. Alhamdulillah, we want to talk about that as well, as Scheherazade, the founder of Muslimah and Tots, it's taken us through the concept of the workshops once a week. It lasts for about an hour or two. But I want to just focus, before we do the preschool, Scheherazade, I want to just focus on that concept of mom and baby bonding, and that constructive concept of development at that time, and how important it is, please, if you could just reiterate
most definitely
that for us.
It's the most important time. Quality time, bonding time with a mum actually stimulates brain development. So if a child is nurtured and cared for by loving, caring adults, it stimulates brain development. New neurons are developed and old ones get grounded. There's no such a concept as spoiling a child. You can never spoil a baby. If a child cries and he needs your attention, it's for a reason. We need to pick them up, we need to cuddle them, we need to see what are the reasons. There's also been some research which states that kids who are very colicky and cry a lot are very highly intelligent beings. So there's a reason for this. It's all the stimuli that they require or that they need. Now, growing this bond by loving and nurturing and caring for your child makes their whole life secure. It gives them the emotional status, which is so very important. We're always talking of the IQ, but we don't concentrate on the EQ. So in order for a child to present and to be well adjusted and to have a holistic development, they need that security of mum or caregiver. Kids who are nurtured and touched and felt and massaged and spoken to are kids who do very, very well at schools, for instance, who have had those neuron developments and who are very much more stimulated, and they really do very much better as adults as well.
Okay, so you've beautifully said and absolutely well. Shukran so much for that. Looking at the Hassan Preschool, tell us how that runs and how that concept had come about, because did that come before or after the Muslimah and Tots, and what happens during those days, inshallah?
Well, definitely followed on from Muslimah and Tots and, our mother toddler parade group that we had. Reason being is that the kids loved being in our environment. They built a relationship of trust with the teachers, the educators, with the staff, and they wanted to come in a bit more than once a week. Eventually, they wanted to come every day, and mum's not ready to come every day with you. So it gives mum that free time where she can sit at home and where your kids are in a loving, safe, secure environment. You know that their needs are being seen to, that they're sitting in an environment which is definitely holistic, where there's a balance between all the different activities. Our 2-year-olds come in even 2 or 3 mornings a week, for instance 2 hours. Our 3 to 4-year-olds come in from about 9 to 12. And then our preschoolers are there from about 8:30 till 12:30. Now, it's also a very holistic program. We do a lot of wonderful activities. We actually do Arabic with our learners from as young as they are. We've had many schools who have seen how well our kids do when they move into, foundation phase and into public schools, etc. And we've had had a lot of compliments. So we work with a program that's called Latterland that introduces the literacy program. We also do Arabic, as I've said. We do Baker's Day. We obviously use computers in this modern day technology, so there's computer time. There's Gym Kids, which is a gross motor oriented program. And our curriculum is along lines of Sunnah, Allah the Creator once more. We work with the secular themes, but we're very, very Islamicized as well.
Alhamdulillah, wow, absolutely beautiful. I don't have words to describe, what a beautiful concept this is, and alhamdulillah, I hope everybody within that area is able to take advantage of that. So shukran so much to you again for allowing the community to be to take advantage of that. Looking at creating an environment or this sort of concept at home for those that do not have the facilities of having a Muslimah and tots workshop in the area, or even the support of having it, what advice would you give to moms at home and to the rest of the family, in fact, to bring this nature of the concept of Muslimah and tots, this workshop, in your home with the workshop that you just described, but taking it home as well, and not just introducing it but following it through?
Most definitely, you can carry on with the program. If you're fortunate enough to attend our programs, then wonderful, you would have ideas to follow through. If not, you're welcome to call us. We do have a home-based program. There are some areas who do not have enough kids to suffice for an entire franchise to be run, but we do provide necessary programs and lesson plans. My main advice is to take out some quality time in your busy, hectic day as a mum. Dedicate even an hour where you just sit with your little one and you have a lot of fun activities. You can play out in the garden. There's so much to do in the garden. You don't necessarily have to use expensive equipment. There's so much things we can recycle. You can make your own little water table. You can get them to play in the mud and the sand and to get weeding done, to look at the little insects, etc. And at home, there's so much they can do. They can play with the pots and pans. There's a lot of banging. The little ones love unpacking the Tupperware cupboards. And I always say to the mums, leave the things in the bottom level in the kitchen which are not going to break. You need to make your house child-proof and child-safe, because that's the environment within which they're going to learn. You can take some pillows and some sheets and make little forts over your kachus, and they can crawl under and clamber and move around. Trampolines come in handy. There's so much information on the internet right now. You can look into Pinterest. There are wonderful activities you can do. And my most important advice to you is that a child learns through example. So you as the mum or the caregiver are the example. If you're going to sit and prepare your sujudah for salah, have your little one sit next to you. There's nothing wrong with your child sitting on your back. This is our sunnah of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's to inculcate this love of learning and to love kids and to have them in our environment. In no way is a child a hindrance to your spiritual development. And remember, nurturing and caring for a child, that is ibadah. You get reward for that. So please, if anybody out there wants to know what to do, you're welcome to send us an email, we'll reply, or give us a call on our landline. It's 012-370-4733. You can look up the website. It's www.muslimahsandtots.co.za.
Inshallah, we will repeat those details a little bit later on. But Sherazad, has there ever been a circumstance where there's been an issue and a one-on-one intervention is required with a little one, and how would that possibly be resolved?
Most definitely. You see, we're very fortunate that we have the facilities like Muslimah and Tots and all the mother toddler playgroups out there. So our aim is basically to be preventative. So we provide the necessary stimulation, and we should also be empowered to see if there are red flags. If a little one, for example, is not reaching his developmental milestones and is really delayed in particular, milestones, then that's a red light for us. We need to obviously refer a mum onto either an occupational therapist or a physio or even an educational psychologist. Now, we're not the therapists, so we can't diagnose, but we most definitely have the experience and the know-how to see that, this is not looking so good right now. We need intervention. I need to stress that physiotherapists, occupational therapists love us. They refer their kids back onto us. I've recently had a request where a speech therapist would want to sit in on one of our sessions because she was so impressed with the little one's vocab after having attended our groups. So we work hand in hand with our therapists. It's something up our line. We also get a lot of training done. We keep ourselves abreast, so we always in training sessions which are provided by physiotherapists, occupational therapists, and we attend a lot of these workshops where we can empower ourselves as well. Early intervention, that is the best thing ever, and that's what I'm so passionate about. And this is why, one of the main reasons that we've started this franchise, so we can get in there and we can have a look where kids need this help, and we need to move forward with that. Yes.
And you've mentioned about training and how well your educators, have the background of the necessary experience that they need to within your playgroup. So just talk to us quickly about your team and who it comprises of. I know you've got different franchises, and maybe just make mention of them again. Run us through your team of Muslimah and Tots, and who are the faces of the actual people behind them.
Most definitely. We've got to give cognizance to those who are with us. We have to praise them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has really blessed us with wonderful souls who firstly are very child friendly. They have a love of learning for little ones. They come down to their level, they understand them. So at head office we're a team of 6 educators. We're constantly revising and researching and bringing in more activities, and we're dealing with modern day psych. We're looking at new stuff to develop the brain development, etc. So there's a wonderful team of ladies who work with me. I've got to mention their names. I've got Zainab, Kamda, I've got Kamrunisa, Baba Mia. These teachers have been with me for over 10 years. We've got lovely support staff. Rashida was originally from Cape Town. We've got a lovely lady who was in Singapore for a long while, Roshan. And then we have extended staff. So we have staff aides. We have lovely ladies. All our ladies go through the necessary training. So they've got to go through training with regards to potty training, child rearing, even a little thing like taking kids to the loo. You need to make that istinja. You need to know that they come in with their left hand, that we don't eat in the toilet, all the tired things which go with it. So we've got a wonderful team, and that's how we've grown into all these franchises. Every single franchisee out there is a member of ours, and we owe them the utmost respect. We're a team of ladies, and this could not work if it were not for all their wonderful, fantastic input.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Unfortunately, that's where we have to leave it now. So please just run through your contact details again, your website, and a concluding message, 30 seconds, Shirazad.
Our website is www.muslimasandtots.co.za, and the contact number is 012-370-4733. I urge you all to make a difference in your life and your child's life, and to come in and sit in on our 2 free trial sessions which we're offering for you. We are very, very happy to have blessed souls in our environment who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends through us. So get out there and be one of them.
Shukran so much, Shahrazad Bilbulia, founder of Muslimah and Tots and Al Hassana franchise, ECD specialist and some psychology background as well. A big shukran to you. All the best, and again, Jazakallah for bringing this great concept to our Muslims here in South Africa. Assalamu alaikum to you.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and barakallah fi to you.
MashaAllah. Shukr to our guys out in Johannesburg for making all of this happen, and a big thank you to you. Please keep liking our page, Pregnancy to Parenting, and post those questions, comments and queries, and definitely get it through to our next production. Stay tuned. There's an interesting insert, My Pregnancy Journey, just after this. Don't miss it. But for now, from myself, Hawa Solomon, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and a very good day to you.